Hey guys, so I had an intuition to record a video, almost like it's almost like giving George Poulos podcast vibes. The way I just got an intuition to record a video, and I wanted to sit down in the lotus position to record it, and I have no idea what I want to say, but I just felt called to sit here and see what comes out. So, quick caveat: this might be a lengthy one, it might be a rambly one, it might be pretty incoherent. What's like creaking? So if you're not feeling called to watch this one, you don't need to. Don't pressure yourself to watch through my whole videos just because you feel like you have to support me or anything. I don't know if that would be in anyone's mind, but um, if it is in your mind, I'm going to release you of that. I'll welcome you to just watch the content of mine that calls to you. No need to force it. I wonder if I should show you guys my whole vibe here, just like I used to do on the podcast. Yeah, that's nice. I could tilt it down a little more. Um, yeah. As you can see over there, today is Sunday, and I was actually working on my product review side hustle. I did a bunch of videos. It's actually really cool because, um, yeah, I have a really good system now for filming these videos very, very quickly, and I'm usually getting like $50 per video as like a brand deal. They're low paying brand deals because I don't have a massive audience or anything. It's just like this very simple service that I do now. But you know, I think I did like 6 videos today, so that's what 6 times 50 is $300 or something. I mean, that's super super helpful. Like that side hustle really is helping me a lot, a lot, a lot. I do feel called to kind of share something. So when I was first doing the George Poulos podcast, it was like my early spiritual awakening, and I remember I would constantly kind of have doubt. I would have like doubt if what I was saying was too much, if it was real, if I was crazy, all of this doubt. I think that a major transition that I've been through on this journey is that my faith is eclipsing my doubt. My faith is becoming stronger than my doubt. So, despite what judgmental comments might come in, what crazy looks I might get, I'm developing an ability to just stand in my truth and stand in my experience and say, no, this is what I'm learning. It's worked for me. It's real for me. Right, whereas when I was first sort of breaking out of I don't even know what label to use. When I was first breaking out of the limiting stories of ego, I guess I could say, when I was first breaking out of that, I kept, like, I would see that something bigger was possible in my life, but then I would think I was actually crazy, and then I gaslit myself, and then I would go back to a more fear-based way of doing things again. But yeah, now even when doubt comes up and I have anxiety and stress about my path, and when fear comes up, I'm not going back into fear. Like it's been a nice swing of staying on love. And I think, I owe that to my consistent meditation practice. I owe that to um, reaching out for help when I need help. Like when I'm being consumed by doubt, reaching out to community, reaching out to mentors. Yeah, surrounding myself with people who want to choose love and freedom as well. Spiritual growth, creative freedom. This is kind of becoming my tagline right now: spiritual growth, creative freedom. I think it's really, really cool. But yeah, I've sort of been doing what I need to do to stand true. And then what I'm finding is as I'm overcoming my doubt, like as I am no longer giving into doubt, it's giving me this tremendous ability to help people. Cause I'm not I haven't been wavering. Now I'm just like, no, there's a better way. There's a way to be happy. There's a way to grow spiritually. There's a way to be creatively free. There's a way to break out of the limiting stories. There's a way to live so much more expansively, joyously, grounded in inner peace. There's a way to create whatever you want to on social media. There's a way to be completely authentic. This is real. So as you begin to stand in your truth, what you're going to find is you're going to gain the ability to guide other people, right? When you're wavering and constantly doubting yourself, people aren't going to be able to look to you for guidance. Because if one day you're like, guys, there's a better way, there's a better way. But then the next day you're like, actually, never mind. I think I'm crazy. I think actually everyone else is right and we should be fearful and small. Then you can't guide people. You have to, you got to be able to stand true. So I'm at this interesting place in my spiritual journey. I didn't really ever like quite expect this when I started this path. Like I really did think it was like for me, like my awakening, my self-growth, my experience. But now it's very clear to me that inner work, inner growth, spiritual growth, if it eventually hits the point where you're going to be like, "Oh my God, it's real." Like I've made real progress. And then the natural impulse is going to be to help other people figure it out too. So there's this natural cycle where you reach a certain point and then you become a guide, and then guide, teacher, leader, whatever label you want to call it. And then as you step into helping people, you realize that you have like this responsibility to other people to continue your spiritual work, to continue your practices that help you stay grounded, to continue choosing faith over fear. Now you've got to do that stuff for the people who you are supporting. Okay, so as I'm finding myself in this position, I'm doing coaching, I'm doing mentorship, I'm hosting community calls. And then there's also just like people in my life who I, incidentally kind of support because I feel like I've kind of figured out something about life. And I see that people in my life are struggling with these things. So sometimes I'll kind of, right? It's like, I remember I used to struggle with this so much on my journey. I would always like see people who had like this gloomy, sad attitude about life. And I would look at them and I would be self-conscious about what I was learning. And I would think, ooh, maybe they're right. But now it's like, no, actually, I think I can help you. So it's a very interesting shift. And right at this part of the journey, it becomes essential to plug in with community mentorship to stay on top of your practices, because without these things, you're not going to be able to support other people. It's like this psychedelic togetherness. Like I'm starting to realize that my teachers and my mentors they've actually like opened this bridge. They've let out a hand and they gave me the option to grab it. And I grabbed their hand, or I walked over this bridge that they provided to me. And it is this bridge or this access to this oneness. where everyone is supporting each other and uplifting each other. And it's this beautiful psychedelic vision of, everyone supporting one another. And then there comes a point on the spiritual journey, the self-growth journey, whatever you want to call it, and it can look different ways. Like for you, it could be a sobriety journey. It could be any sort of teaching or transmitting a transformation journey or a realization. There comes a point where it's like it's time for you to lend out a hand and uplift others and show them that there's a better way and be the example. So this seems to be something that's like divinely built into the fabric of humanity. Like our journeys reach a point where we have enough experience and wisdom because we've been through all this stuff that we're able to then help others. And that really goes to show you that like all the struggle and all the difficulty like that it took to learn those lessons, like they did prepare you. They did prepare you for this. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting because you'll go through that transition point, but then as the years go on and you continue your journey, what's happening to me is now I'm finding like, yeah, I literally in this episode, I'm speaking to people who are at that transition point, who are already leaders, teachers, guides, or soon going to be. So this fabric of this, or this network, you just keep you just keep growing through it. Yeah, I it's so cool. So you got to keep going because the light is there and the support is there, but you got to keep going. You got to keep getting through that difficult stuff. You just got to keep going. It's all like divinely orchestrated. It's going to work out. You just keep going. That's it. Just keep going. And when if you're on like a personal growth journey, a spiritual growth journey, a creative freedom journey, and if, the tendency that I had was to look around, and when I would see people doubting, I would think that they were right, but no, no, no. Hold true. Keep going in, keep going inwards. You're learning something very, very important. That's going to, as you keep learning that, that's going to enable you to offer that hand out to other people and really help them. So keep going on your journey. Keep trusting yourself. You're figuring it out. You are figuring it out. Just keep going. You're going to be a tremendous teacher one day. It's just inevitable. It's just a natural process. All you have to do is not give up. That's it. And even if you give up sometimes, you just get back up again. I've given up many times on my journey. So yeah, I kind of have, just to share this, I kind of have this vision for like my future. Um, I think that I want to stay well integrated into community, keep building my coaching and mentorship and community leading practice, keep leaning on my own mentors, keep leaning on my own community, stay on top of my practices, meditation, sobriety. Also, I think integrating a yearly extended silent retreat is going to be a really important, self-care, reset, reconnect experience. Like the 5 day silent retreat I did at the end of December, I could tell it's like fueled me in a very courageous direction, and it's still fueling me. And I think basically my hope is that with the regular meditation, I'll be able to, you know, coast through all of 2025 despite whatever challenges come up. Stay on this path of love. Fingers crossed. You never know what life's going to throw you, and if I do fall down, obviously I'm going to get back up again. But my feeling is that silent retreat really is a tremendous push in a really increases faith and confidence and momentum. And my thinking is, if I do that every year with the meditation, with the sobriety, with the creative freedom practice of pushing through, oh, that's been such a tremendous vehicle for me. Just like realizing basically that I have all these limitations and I do this mask wearing and hiding on social media, and realizing that pushing through that is such an effective self growth mechanism, like pushing through all the fears that I have of being myself and saying crazy things and expressing what I want to. It's such a tremendous self growth mechanism for me. So continuing to do that, continuing to push through, right? That's the action piece or the create more piece. I'm developing a philosophy on the holistic path to creative freedom. You've got inner work or meditation, you've got reducing overconsumption, and then you've got create more. So create more is like the action piece. You have to actually, when you have an inner experience of expansion and like you realize that you can push past your fears, the create more piece is like, okay, I'm actually going to do it. Like I'm going to post the thing I'm afraid of on Instagram, or I'm going to say yes to the public speaking gig, or I'm going to show up to that event that I feel called to show up to, even though I feel this fear and hesitation. That's the action piece. The consume less piece gives you the space to hear your intuition and the time and the energy to actually practice your creativity. The more that I've been like limiting my overconsumption of my phone, the more time I've had to practice the guitar at night, and that's been really tremendous. Like, I find that if I'm effectively getting off my phone at a reasonable time, I'm just hopping on that thing all the time. And I have this vision of like, I don't care if it takes till I'm 65, but playing songs and being coherent at it. Like it all amounts to something, but you need that time and that space to practice your creativity, and you need the inner trust and the faith and the confidence, right? And that's again the inner work and the meditation piece. And then the wings of this thing are community and mentors. Those are the wings that keep this thing flying. So you need all of those pieces. And it's so crazy to see this. So now this is a hypothesis I have. Inner work, consume less, create more, community mentors. This is my hypothesis. Now I get to try to live it. I'm teaching it at the same time because I'm always an advocate of, as soon as you think you maybe figured something out, start teaching it, because that's how you generate karma, like really good karma to learn more. If your intention and your heart is in the right place, like you want to help someone because you think you figured something out, start teaching it. Be honest. You don't have to say, I have it all figured out. You could say, I think I'm figuring this out. That generates really good karma for you to keep on learning, keep on growing. Teaching is in that create more bucket. That's an action piece, right? If you're afraid to teach but you feel called to teach, stepping into teaching, that's doing that create more action piece. That's more and more self-growth. So I get to try out this hypothesis in my life, teach it to others, continue to refine it and hone it. It's really cool, but you got to keep going. You just got to keep going. You just got to keep going. No, it's really crazy. Where can I put this that wouldn't be too crazy for you guys? It's really crazy the progress I'm making on guitar. Like sometimes I'll look down and I'll be like, wow, I'm like switching chords and it sounds kind of nice. And I remember I used to think it would be impossible to ever learn how to sing, and now I can even sing a couple songs. Not very good. Go away from my window. Leave at your own chosen speed. I'm not the one you want. I'm not the one that you need. You say you're looking for someone never weak, but always strong to protect you and defend you, whether you are right or wrong. Someone to open each and every door, but it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. You know, like, I know it's not that good, but it started with having to play my first chord watching a YouTube video, you know? And I picked this thing up when I broke my foot in 2021. And I don't play it that much. It's just kind of crazy. I don't know. So that's where I'm at. If you're interested in coaching, mentorship, or joining my online community, where I teach creative freedom and spiritual growth in the holistic path to creative freedom and spiritual growth, all the information is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.